Making a build in and around the waterways of Minecraft can be a lot of fun, but the default rivers, lakes, and seashores can be, well, a bit boring. So let's talk about how you can become better at building waterways in Minecraft. My name is MrFrogger. I love relaxing Minecraft, and if you do too, well, you've come to the right place. When working with water in Minecraft, I tend to split my builds into 3 sections: the bottom part, or underwater part, the sides, and the detailing all around the area. So let's work through an example here, and I will show you how I practically do this. Starting with the bottom and underwater part, I think about the block palette, and I ask myself the question, do I want to go with a muddy look or a more sandy look? For this example, I'm going to go with the muddy look with a little bit of green to symbolize the algae. With that in mind, the block palette today will be soul soil, mud and mud roots, mossy cobble, dripstone, and coarse dirt. When adding these in, I tend to find that clumping them together works really well. If you think of how this would be in real life, you'd probably see larger groups of similar materials together. I also want to think what the main block will be. For this case, I'm going with muddy colours as the dominant colours, so we'll have more of the mud and the soul soil than the other blocks. We of course add in other blocks, but more occasionally as an accent. We can add some interest, not just by block choice, but also with depth. This can be done by adding slabs in places, though a warning, this does make placing the water a bit harder. Or by changing up the depth at parts by adding blocks that will break the water level in places. Once we have the bottom looking good, we can move on to making the sides interesting. For this, we have a few options. First, we can add in some leaves and roots along the sides, especially now that these leaves can be waterlogged. This helps with the overgrown feel of the area. We can also go with a rocky side, either just by replacing the sides with some stone variants, or by even adding some extra height to an area above the water level. At this point, once the basic blocks have been placed on the bottom and the sides, we can add the water in. Of course, if you're converting a waterway that is already existing in the game, you might just need to top up some water in certain places. Now that we have the basic shape sorted, it's time to make this build come to life by adding in all the detail. I like to start with the parts in the water. For this, I'm going to add in some pointed dripstone, as well as some drip leaves for lily pads. This will help break up the flatness that Minecraft can often have. Of course, we can also add some seagrass in to help out. Just add as much or as little as you like, depending on how overgrown you want it to feel. A nice trick that I picked up was to create reeds with green glass and brown candles on top. I tend to add these in bunches close together like they would be in real life. We already talked about adding leaves and roots around the edges, but we can also add sugarcane here as well. And we can step a little further back and add some regular bushes, as well as maybe some boulders in places where we want them. And of course, we can add a nice custom hanging tree to finish off the whole area. And that's it. That is how I like to create lush, overgrown rivers and lakes. I do hope that you have found this video useful. Please do share some of your tips in the comments below, and if you've enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, or if you're new, why not subscribe? And until next time, bye bye!